Elena Danaan is a former French archaeologist. She has had extraterrestrial contacts since childhood. She is the author of 4 best-selling books, and she has information about the Galactic Federation of Worlds and how they are involved in the Trump administration for disclosure of the extraterrestrial presence.
You're listening to Exopolitics Today with Dr. Michael Salla, your source for the uncensored truth regarding the human, extraterrestrial, global, and political agenda. Click the like button and subscribe to this channel. And now, here's Dr. Michael Salla.
Well, welcome, Elena, to Exopolitics Today.
Thank you, Michael. I'm very happy to be here again.
Wonderful to have you back on the show. I think it's a very momentous time we're in with this Trump administration that has been newly installed. And one of the things that was kind of like said at the end of the first Trump administration was this Professor Haim Eshed, who said that Trump was working with the Galactic Federation for disclosure, but the Galactic said that we weren't ready yet in terms of our technological development. So how does that carry over to this new Trump administration? What do you think is going to be a major priority for this new administration?
Well, at the time Haim Eshed disclosed this information, the political scene was still unstable, and the timeline of events was still unstable, and it was proven that it was the case where the next election round was different. So the disclosure of technologies, what type of technologies are we talking about? We're talking about exotechnologies, retro-engineered technologies, and all sort of transport and devices that have been developed from this retro-engineering from alien spacecraft. These technologies have been used since the 1950s by different diverse programs. The disclosure is regarding the plan of the Galactic Federation is to happen progressively by reintroducing these technologies into the industries of different countries. Because disclosing these technologies suddenly would kind of disrupt the balance of the economy of the countries, and also it would be a shock. And the purpose is not to create chaos and stress, is to reintroduce this technology. That's what the Federation has decided together with white hat political leaders. So this incoming Trump administration, from what I know, is going now to kickstart the implementation of these retro-engineered technologies that, in fact, have been used in secret programs since the 1950s. So it's going to be reintroduced progressively, but quite fast.
Now, that's a picture of Thorhan Eregian, who's really your kind of principal contact with the Galactic Federation. So when did he first tell you about this plan to kind of like release these old technologies as though they were new technologies for this kind of like administration?
Well, in January 2022, if I remember well, he was meeting the former Director General of NORAD, General Van Herk, to give him an updated plan of the disclosure of these technologies, as well as the extraterrestrial presence among us. So I knew at that time that there was a plan of disclosing these technologies already, that was in the process and that was going to be implemented quite rapidly. But it is only a few months ago, during the half of 2024 that he gave me more information about this. That it was decided, well, it wasn't a new information for him, it was part of the plan, but he said it has been decided, that these technologies are going to be reintroduced as alleged new technologies, that we have discovered new technologies, but in fact, it's going to take things that exist already, and make them look like it's new. This has a very important purpose. Also, it needs to follow the transition of the political events, as the deep state has still some power. The deep state is not going to collapse like this. It's collapsing. They're losing power at great speed, but they are still holding sectors of industries that if you bring new technologies, they can block them or get them destroyed, So that was in the idea of protecting these technologies, not to be blocked, destroyed, forbidden. With law, you can create very complicated sets of blockages on releasing technologies. So it's taking this transition as long as the deep state has still their hands on certain industries. But it's going to go faster and faster, as I was told. That means the deep state is going to recede, So that's why.